Hello, everybody. This is your boy. This is your man. This is your cancer survivor representative. My name is Josh Surviving, and I'm here to talk to you about a few things today about my story with cancer. 2003, I was diagnosed with AML, acute myeloid leukemia. And I was 20 years old. I was going into my junior year of undergrad. And this diagnosis turned my life upside down. What's funny is I come from a huge family. I'm one of 12 children by the same parents. They are very inappropriate parents to have that many kids. But I was a kid that was walking around the city of Chicago, which is where I was born and raised, and I was trying to stay on the straight and narrow path. And for whatever reason, this diagnosis happened to me. And at that time, I realized that the plans that I had for my life were not going to be the plans that were going to actually happen in my life. As time went by, I started to take chemotherapy, radiation. I was admitted into the hospital immediately after learning about my diagnosis. And you know how in the movies, the patient gets the diagnosis and all of a sudden there's a turnaround and the light hits them and the heavens open and they have an awakening. That didn't happen for me. I got angry. I got frustrated. I got bitter. I got resentful. I actually became hateful. And this sense of seeing and being stayed with me for a very, very long time. And the people that were around me didn't help it. I isolated myself from everybody that was around me, no matter whether it was family, friends, people that I used to go to school with. And I realized during that time of isolation, everybody was moving on with their lives. People I went to high school with, they were moving on, having kids, getting married, moving away to other destinations. And I was stuck in the hospital, or I was at home, isolated. And the only thing that stuck with me, that wouldn't leave me, that couldn't leave me, was this, my gift. At an early age, I realized that I could play the piano, the organ, the keyboard, anything with those white pearly and black pearly keys. And during that time, this was my refuge. And I bring this up because a lot of people are going through their own battles of trauma, diagnosis, some sort of event that has put you in a dark hole, put you in a place where you don't know which way to run, which way to turn, who to talk to. But God, whether you want to call him Jesus, Allah, whatever entity that you worship, he, she, it has given you a gift, multiple gifts. But there is one particular gift that stands alone. And this was my gift. It stuck with me when everything else turned bad for me. Moving forward, I'm going to fast forward to 20 years later, which is where I am now. And my doctor told me recently that next year I'm going to be celebrating my 20th year anniversary for my bone marrow transplant, which I had 2 years after diagnosis. And she asked me, what was I going to do with the next 12 months of my life? Naturally, I thought about vacations. Naturally, I thought about celebrations. But something that was so important to me came to the forefront of my mind, and that was forgiveness. For the last 15, 20 years, I've held grudges with family, friends, colleagues, people I've had relationships with. And that kept me in this rut, this hole of not going forward and prospering and living life. And I decided that it was time for me to let those grudges go. Now, remember those 12 individuals that I mentioned earlier? Those were some of the individuals that I had to go and talk to and go and release these grudges with. Something that I figured out and something that you might understand is the hardest thing that you have to do in life will be your best decisions. The thing that you know, I need to do this. I need to talk to this person. I need to have this conversation. I need to move to this location. I need to go back to school. I need to change jobs. I need to end a relationship. I need to start a relationship. Forgiveness is not for them. It's for you. And letting all those grudges go, letting all that bitterness go, it released me. And it's a process. It doesn't happen like in the movies. So, okay, yeah. I did it. I had the conversation. And now it's all over with. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's a daily process of saying, okay, I forgive you again today. And it gets easier and easier. But the first step is the most important step. Why? Because of the next topic, which is fear. I have an incredible educational background, but I've only recently started using it. I'm a graduate of college, undergrad. I'm a graduate of graduate school. I have my master's. And guess what else? I'm a graduate of high school. I graduated high school. So I'm pretty educated, but I didn't use my education until just recently. Because of what? Fear. Fear will hold you. Fear will tell you, no, it's not time. Fear will tell you you're not ready. Fear will tell you you're too young. Fear will tell you you're too old. For so long, when I was 25, I thought I was too old. When I got sick, all my friends started having kids, moving away, having their own lives, continuously advanced. And I thought, I'm stuck here. So my life is kind of put on pause. When I turned 30, I'm too old. And that's the evil spirit, the devil, whatever you want to characterize it or call it, that's telling you you're too old. There are too many examples of people doing things in their 50s, 60s. So we don't have any excuses to believe you're too old, it's too late. It doesn't matter how old you are. I'm standing here right now, proudly 41 years old, and I still, get the, are you 30? Are you 28? Are you? And I appreciate that. But I am who I am. And I had to understand how to be proud in my age as I continue to age. Because it's not about how old you are. It's about how you're living. It's about how you perceive yourself. So fear will always try to talk to you, try to tell you to slow down. Let's not do it. Standing on this stage right now, holding this microphone, is something that I've not needed to do for over 10 years. But I got to a place recently where I was pushed into a wall, pushed into a place where I didn't want to do and have this on my conscience when I am leaving this planet, and that's regrets. Regrets. I don't want to regret not making music. I don't want to regret not having the family life that I want. I don't want to regret not seeing myself as who I want to be. I don't want to regret my life. And it takes honesty, truthfulness, to respect that monster, that gorilla, which is regret. There's some regrets that you are thinking about right now, whether you're 10, 15, 20, 40, 60, 80. There's some things you did not do that you wanted to do. And now you're telling yourself it's too late. And now that turns into regrets. I don't want to do that. I won't do that. You shouldn't do that either. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is peace. This is the first video I'm making, so I wanted to introduce myself to you guys by bringing up certain topics. But the most important topic to me is peace. Peace of mind. Peace within yourself. I think I heard a quote from Nipsey Hussle. He said, would you rather be at war with the world and at peace with yourself, or at peace with the world and at war with yourself? If there's something that you want to do with your life, like what I'm doing right now, this is what I want to do with my life. This piano is what I want to do with my life. Being honest is what I want to do with my life. Being me. Because everybody else has been taken up. I can't be anybody else but me. And that brings peace. There's something you want to do. There's something that you see for yourself, somewhere you want to go, something that you want to put to rest, a new adventure that you want to explore. That's the peace. Re-engage in your relationship with God. That's the peace. Going to your family and friends and getting those relationships back together. That's the peace. Going and talking to all my family members and telling them, hey, I hated you guys for a very long time. That's difficult to tell your brother, your sister, your family. But what happened after that was peace came over me, a calmness, and it was subtle. And then I started to embrace it. Everything that you want to do, you can do with your life. Because everything that I want to explore, I can't worry about 10 years ago. 15 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 months ago. I can't even worry about yesterday. I gotta worry about today. We live in a culture, fast-paced, everything, blah, 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 texting, Instagram, Facebook, blah, 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 Twitter, blah, 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 blah. Now we got AI. It's crazy. Everything's. It's like we're all on cocaine. Like it's just terrible. But if you step back, you say, what do I want? What do I need? What fulfills me? That's the peace and the understanding that I think we all need and love. If anybody out there knows anything about trauma and traumatic events, It doesn't happen to everybody, but for some of us, and I'm included in this percentage, when you go through something, you start to stop loving yourself as much as you did before. I am a witness. Because the love, it becomes smaller and smaller and smaller as other negative emotions become bigger and bigger and bigger. I went through so many years of not loving myself because I was going through a sickness. Not loving myself because I was embarrassed about even having cancer, leukemia. Not loving myself because I wasn't able to go out and adventure and feeling restricted with this illness. I stopped loving myself and I turned that over into anger and negativity. And it took me all these years, all these mistakes, all these hiccups to get back here to where I am and to say, Josh, you gotta love you. Josh, if everybody turns on you, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your wife, your best friend, your cousin, your coworker, your pastor, everybody, your whole community, you still gotta love you. And once I started to realize that and accept that, things started to change in my mind and in my heart. Cancer used to be my crutch. Cancer used to be my best friend because I could depend on him, because I could use him. And not for anything good. I could use him as a weapon. I could use him against people. But I wasn't loving myself by having that as my best friend. Love yourself. J. Cole has a song called Love Yours. Somebody's always going to have more money. Somebody's always going to have a bigger house, nicer car. Don't matter. You are you. The one thing we all have that is the same is we are all one of ones. Even if you have a twin, you still have your own specific DNA identity. So I wanted to introduce myself formally to everybody, the people that know me, people that don't know me, the people that's going to get to know me. My name is Josh Survivor. I'm a cancer survivor, not a cancer patient. I love my life. And I realize I only have one life. And I gotta spend it living. And you should do the same thing. Today, not tomorrow, today. Spend a little time reflecting on you, nobody else. What do you want? What do you need? What do you need? What do you want? What do you see? And once you get that done in your head, write it down. Once you write it down, go to work on it. And see what happens in a week, in a couple weeks, in a month, half a year. And time goes on and on and on. And you can grow and become better. But for me, I'm on this journey of healing. I'm on this journey of self-improvement. And I'm going to do something I haven't ever done, and that's open up to the world on a continuous basis. through this microphone, through this musical instrument, and through my life, in whatever capacities God leads me and uses me. And I just encourage you from the depths of my soul and from my bone marrow, try to love yourself. Try to put yourself first. Try to forgive people that you have not forgiven. Try to let go of the fear. Try to just put it to the side. Try to understand that the past is gone. It's gone. We can't get next year back. We can't even get tomorrow back. We can't rewind even this next minute. Try to let it go. And just try to be you. And everything else will work itself out. My name is Josh Survivor. I will be coming to you on a continuous basis. And again, you got one life. Live it. Till next time, y'all. Peace. Hallelujah. You have won the victory. Hallelujah. You have won it all for me. Death could not hold you down. You are the victory. Seated in majesty. You are the you have won the victory. Hallelujah. You have won it all for me. You have won it all for me. You have won it all for me. You gotta live, y'all. I know it's hard. It was hard for me. It's all the process. But you gotta try to live. Every day ain't gonna be the best. But you got to try. No matter who tells you it's over, you gotta stand up and say, I'm not done. Can't be done. This can't be over. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over. If you don't want it to be over, it ain't over. When they told me 6 months to live, I said it ain't over. No matter what the doctor told me, I said it ain't over. I got something to do down here. And you got something to do too. What that is, only you know. So just live, y'all. If I can survive cancer and be on my way to 20 years post a bone marrow transplant, you can do anything. Anything. It don't matter. Whatever industry you want to go into. Just try. And let God do the rest for you. Live, y'all.